a good day, baby. Hey, ain't hard to find.
Starting next year, 2023, this year, this semester coming up, who will you be playing for?
I'll be going to Colorado.
You going to University of Colorado?
University of Colorado.
I'm not the boss. Oh, he's going to the boss. Oh,
You see what's going on?
Coach Prime, you did it 2 years in a row.
2 years, Coach Prime.
The Buffs.
2 years in a row, Coach Prime got the #1 player
Defensive back.
in the country.
Yes.
2 years in a row. What made you choose Colorado?
Time does it again. Coach Primetime does it again. For the second year in a row, Coach Primetime Deion Sanders has flipped the number one cornerback and has got him to, when I say flip, for those of you who don't understand football terms, when I say flipped, meaning this recruit, Cormani McClain, I believe his name is Cormani McClain, was committed to go to the University of Miami. Yes, the U, the same place that Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and all these big time, the U, the one that they did 2 30 for 30s about, the big time program, the Miami Hurricanes. He's committed to go to the Miami Hurricanes, and all of a sudden he decides to decommit from the Miami Hurricanes and he decides to go to Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, to freeze. All right. So this is the second year. The first one was Travis Hunter last year, in which he flipped to go from Florida State, and he flipped him to go to Jackson State with him. Now, as I always tell you, to the point where I almost myself, I'm tired of hearing myself say it, but I'm gonna say it again so it hammers home. All right. Football teaches life. The game teaches life. What Primetime Deion Sanders has done in the past 2 years has provided an unbelievable lesson in sales. Unbelievable lesson in sales. Understand, here's some truths about Travis Hunter and this next recruit, McClain. Both of them are cornerbacks. Both of them were the #1 defensive backs, and both of them are from Florida. One is from Lakeland, Florida. The other one's from West Palm Beach, Florida, which is the location this is where I'm currently located, all right? And you know what's true about Deion Sanders? Deion Sanders is the best corner out there. And, I mean, not the best corner out there, but the best corner to have ever done it. The best, and that is not even an opinion, that is a fact. He is the best corner to have ever done it, coming out of Fort Myers, Florida, and it became, all of a sudden, it's just about relatability, all right? When you're trying to land that big prospect, when you're trying to land those big recruits, and this is true in any form of business, whether it's you're a corporate executive, you're trying to land that account, it's all about how do you relate to someone? How do you relate to someone? Are you having that relatability, all right? That is what's gonna sell the product, all right? And I'll even give you an example in my own life. What made me decide to go to Stony Brook University, it was the fact that I was recruited by a guy named Carlton Golf, who was a black coach. I didn't even meet Coach P, the head coach. I didn't even meet Coach P before I got accepted, and I got in all of my own merit. All right. So the fact that this has happened, it has me thinking about all of the great advice that I used to get once I graduated from Stony Brook, and I was really diving deep. I was really trying my best and diving head first and just trying to figure out how I can land a GA position at a big time program, right? I'm on the phone, I'm meeting with this one, I'm meeting with that one, all sorts of conversations I was having looking to land a graduate assistant position at a big time college, right? So I remember having a conversation with, I believe it was someone who had or knew somebody from UCLA. And this was the time where I believe it was Newhousel was retiring and they were bringing in a brand new coaching staff at UCLA. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that the person was able to get me, at least he knew somebody who knew somebody that was going to at least get me a conversation to at least get into the GA position. I'd recently graduated, all that kind of stuff. So we're having a conversation over the phone. This is all happening over the phone. And, he knows my name and he knows I'm a young black coach, young black assistant and stuff like that. And here's what he tells me over the phone. This is really what I want to get you to, all right? Because it's very important that you take this lesson in. He goes, look, if you do get this position, and this is him talking to me over the phone. He goes, if you do get this position, I want to be very clear about something. It is the head coach's job to close the recruits. And he stopped. The conversation got real serious. He said it's the head coach's job to close the recruits, because what happens, and then you could tell he was speaking from his heart, you could tell he was speaking from experience. He goes, what tends to happen is we get these young black assistant coaches that can bring in all these recruits. Some of them close, some of them decide to commit, some of them don't commit, some of them fail out, some of the athletes or whatever it is, for whatever reason, it doesn't pan out at the school, and all of a sudden that black man gets fired because of a recruit not committing or whatever the case may be. He got in trouble in high school, whatever, for whatever reason, right? And the reason that is relevant, that piece of advice is relevant, is because you got to understand the head coach has to close the recruits. All right, so when it comes to, and if I'm going to bring this example current, when it comes to the kid that just decommitted from Miami and went to Colorado, that's Mario Cristobal's fault. That's not the assistant coaches who was responsible for recruiting Lakeland, and he was the one that was keeping in touch with this corner. No, it's not his fault that he decided to commit to flip them and go to Colorado. It's Mario Cristobal's fault, because Mario Cristobal, it's his job to close him. Got it? So if this kid pans out, now that's a stain on Mario Cristobal's ability to close. And me personally, being in South Florida for coming on 6 years now, I know Miami fans, I know the U recruits, I know the U alumni. They're not going to like the fact that, Deion Sanders coming in and taking all their boys. They're going to want to know, why don't we have Deion Sanders as a head coach instead of Mario Cristobal? That's just what's going to happen. All right, and that is the doors. Those are the barriers when we're talking about barriers that Coach Primetime is breaking, the things that he's doing, the way he's allowing us as young black entrepreneurs, young black players, the black men that have coached this game and they want a fair opportunity. They don't want to make it. And to be honest with you, it's not about race at all, but actual people that have the ability. Those are the things he's doing. Those are the doors he's opening up. All right, just so you have it clear, and this expands into everything. After I got that piece of advice, it was at that point where I said, you know what, if that's the case, why don't I start my own business? Why not create my own company? Why not go out and create my own business and build up my own brand? Because that's going to be the mentality. If it's a matter of I have the ability to go out and get people, if all I got to learn is how to close people and things like that, he goes, look, you're a young black man, you're going to naturally have, the recruits are going to be naturally comfortable around you, but where we as young black coaches, where we need our development is how to close these recruits, close those deals, and that's when the real dollars start coming in. It's giving you guys some game, all right? I dive deeper into all of this kind of stuff on my podcast. It is available on makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. It's a one-stop shop for all your teamwork and self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.